Hello channel viewers, I am DS, a psychologist, and welcome to another episode on Channel NITT. In this episode, I'm going to explain why ENTJs are usually perceived as mean. That is because they are generally likely to be snobbish. First things first, to understand why certain MBTI types are annoying or irritating or the like, you first have to understand the psychology of human beings in general. One principle that all of us use is called projection. So what is projection? We use projection almost always, all the time. We project our intentions onto other people. We project our values onto other people. A cheating husband will usually suspect that the wife may also be cheating. If you do not like a particular person, you also assume that the person do not like you. This is because projection is at work. So let's use an example here. If we have an ISFP and she's very competitive as an influencer, she will also assume that everyone else are going to be as competitive as she is. So if she is ever going to use any dirty tactics, she will also be prepared to combat these dirty tactics because she will also assume that other people are using them. This is projection at work again. In very simple terms, projection stems from the ego. You are perceiving the world around you using your own lens. So the ENTJ is no different. We do projection almost all the time, and especially because we are judges, we project even more. So based on my personal observation of the ENTJs around me, ENTJs are generally very successful. Come on, this is a real fact. If you think and operate like an ENTJ, how can you not be above average? So ENTJs, we may not be amongst the top 1% in terms of the money that we earn, but generally, if you want to consider median mode, we definitely are at a very good place. ENTJs are very efficient people. We also have very high standards on ourselves. We are not perfectionists, but we know that we can do well, and we have always consistently done well. So if we project this on others, we are usually very likely to be annoyed with them because a lot of people cannot reach our standards. They cannot perform in the capacity that we do. And almost all the time, other MBTI types are not going to be as efficient as the ENTJ. So this is why we start to have very snobbish tendencies over other people that we deem as not as good as we are. So an ENTJ undergraduate may be able to have multiple extracurricular activities at the same time and also have chairperson roles for some of them. He is also able to do well in his studies. He also has time for part-time work and he can manage everything and still score a very high GPA. So he will wonder why other people cannot do that. Then the reason that he gives will be because they are stupid or because they are lazy. For that matter, ENTJs have a tendency to think that other people are lazy or that they are unintelligent. This really stems from projection because they can do a lot of things that they think that is normal for people and actually it's not normal. Just like when kings think only from their own point of view, they will never understand the commoner point of view, right? Politicians always have this problem. So ENTJs definitely also have this problem. If ENTJs could understand that abilities are actually distributed all over in a normal spectrum, and the ENTJ is actually at the higher end, so maybe they can be less condescending. So when ENTJs project ourselves onto other people and assume that they can perform in the same capacity as we do, the very likelihood is that we will be disappointed with them. And over time, the consequence is ENTJ starts to mistrust others. So ENTJs generally have a lack of trust for other people to do their job well. Well, let's say for example, I can't repair the aircon. In this case, I will have to engage an aircon specialist or aircon technician and I trust the person to do well. But for many things that I can do well, I don't trust other people to do it. So the ENTJ has a tendency to take on too many things because we do not trust other people to do them as well as we do. So we might as well just do them. So in the stereotypical MBTI textbook, the ENTJ is able to delegate. I laugh over the word because actually ENTJs do not delegate well because they do not usually trust other people to do well. So in this short video, I am assuming that ENTJs are in the top 10% at least in terms of their competence. So definitely an ENTJ of this caliber will not be able to trust people much. So don't trust the stereotypical MBTI textbooks that ENTJs are able or willing to even delegate. We don't. So as an ENTJ, I have a weakness when it comes to social skills. I am unable to convince people well. I don't think I can do marketing well. So in the past, I have collaborated with a few ENFPs to start up a business whereby the ENFP is supposed to do the social aspect or the promotion or the campaign aspects. But unfortunately, they have failed. Which was also why in one of our previous episodes, I warned viewers never to engage an ENFP as a business partner. But what to do, an ENTJ cannot be competent in everything, right? Okay, I hope that this episode has given you some insight into the life of an ENTJ. If you have not already subscribed, do consider subscribing so that we can bring you more ENTJ, INTJ and fun stuff. Okay, I'm going to sign off now and I'll see you in our next episode. Bye bye.